Hey, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled, Joy Taylor Shames Men, but she's still alone. Let's get right into it.
The month of May has been pretty good for Joy Taylor, for all the wrong reasons. It's not like she's been going viral on sports talk radio or on Fox or anything like that. But Joy Taylor has made a series of podcast interviews or podcast shows that she's hosted, in which several clips have went viral. Now, the beauty of these podcast collaborations is that Joy Taylor can express herself more freely in comparisons to what she would do on Fox Sports. And of course, we get to see the real side of Joy Taylor. A lot of personality and, of course, booty clapping conditions. It all started when she visited this podcast and she really took a serious shot at men. And I thought this was interesting.
So rolling back of women's rights and this push that women have somehow created this world where there's too much equality and we can make choices about when we have children, and that marriage rates are dropping because nobody wants to deal with a cheating alcoholic man when you can just get your own apartment. Yeah. Guys are lonely. Men in these caves that would never touch a woman in their life anyway have convinced themselves that OnlyFans models are curving them because they sent them $5. Yeah. It is this attack on femininity. It's not about masculinity.
So in her honest opinion, it's not masculinity that is getting attacked. It's these non-P getting lonely men who are deteriorating society that is getting attacked. Now, just imagine if you're a man and you say the opposite thing about women. Oh, these are the single moms who are destroying the entire world. They're deteriorating society. I mean, you would lose your job and everything with it. But Joy Taylor understands she can get away with this, and so she's free to say however she feels. But there's more.
Do you care about the loneliness of the incel?
I think that male loneliness is a massive problem. Okay, so I think non-getting male lonelies are deteriorating society. Yes, I think it's a massive problem.
What do you think the fix is?
One, I think we should legalize prostitution.
Okay.
I have been standing on this for decades, and I think that prostitution should be legalized.
Okay.
They will never do this, but that I think would be a massive solve.
So in this clip, she talks about that.
Whoa. We ain't gonna skip over that. This girl is dumb as rocks. Does she not know it's legal in 2 states in America? Rhode Island and Nevada. Okay, one on the West Coast, one on the East Coast. Okay, if you really need to get your rocks off, go to a legal bunny ranch, okay? And you know what? To me personally, Joy Taylor is a legal bunny ranch, okay? She supports it so much, she probably engages in it. That's right, she probably engages in it. It wouldn't surprise me if she got paid for play, but that's beside the point. Now, look, I don't know much about Joy Taylor. I know a lot of you guys who watch sports, you know a lot about her. I just see her run her mouth online, and to me, she's just like any other successful woman with a mic, right? They talk all about how men are bad, men are not attractive enough. Where are all the men, right? The question, where are all the men? Where are all the men at? Or where are all the good men, I should say. And the reality of it is you don't see the good men because they're not attracted to you. Okay? Good man is like success. When it comes to like women, they don't understand this. A good man is like success. You must attract success. You don't pursue success, you attract success. And successful, high-value men aren't generally attracted to masculine, domineering women. They're not. So the reason why she's alone is not by choice. They'll make you believe it's by choice. It's by circumstance. She can't pull the kind of man she really wants to be married, so she got a loud mouth about it. That's why she's upset. That's why she's on the mic, and that's why she has all this to say. But the reality of it is, talk about your goddamn self, girl. I don't think she got children. Right? Does she have children? I don't even know much about her, but she's unmarried, and she got an attitude, even though she's wealthy, famous, and has visibility to men across the world. Imagine that. Hey, listen up, Shape Squad. Are you tired of being ignored by women? Well, download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up. It's going to teach you how to master attraction, build unshakable confidence, and win with women without words. Because chances are you're not ugly, you just talk too damn much. So download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up, and take control of your dating life right now. Now let's get right back to the content.
never do this, but that I think would make it would be a massive solve.
So in this clip, she talks about that prostitution is something that she feels is important. It would help a lot of men in society because they're non-kitty cat getting guys, and that would help them out because they're losers. Fast forward. Let's fast forward to the Too Personal Show. That's a podcast that she was on, and she was on there with a particular sister that I want to assume is living a lesbian lifestyle. And the lady is quite nice. Even though she's a lesbian, it's clear that she's talking about that a lot of women are just mean to men in society for no reason. Check it out.
Women are mean. And like, I think y'all think it's totally okay to be mean because of what men have been to you in society.
Yeah.
But it's up. Like, I was out with my ex and her friend. We were like in Martha's Vineyard. We're like hanging out at this bar, and this guy, like, he's trying to talk to them, and her friend is clearly out of this guy's league, but he's trying, and he's not being rude. And he's like, hey, yeah, like, you know, y'all want a drink? She's like, no. He's like, oh, that's cool. Like, where y'all from? She turns to my girl, and she's like, why does he keep talking to me? And I'm like, this is mean.
But wait, there's more.
When I was younger, I was completely vicious to men, but I'm like a public figure now. So if someone approaches me, I don't default to being mean.
Yeah,
Because
but that's not good.
Why?
You didn't say I stopped being mean because it's wrong to do. You were like, I'm just in a new position. I can't on these the way I normally would.
So Joy Taylor is admitting that I'm very mean to men. The only reason why I'm not that mean to men is because of who I am, and I'm a public figure. But because of that, I stopped. But if you can listen at her attitude from the previous clips that we saw, she seems to be a pretty mean person and pretty frank and kind of upfront about who she is. I don't have a problem with that. But here's what I want to talk about, guys. Why is it that the chicks that get accused of the most booty clapping and using their vajayjay to move up in the world have the worst attitudes?
He ain't lying.
All of the ladies that I know that were like the hood 304s when I was coming up are the ladies that, you know what I mean, ended up getting further in life because they got their cheeks clapped. They all have attitudes against men, or they have bad attitudes against men, or men that they don't like, or men in general. But at the same time, they have no problem using their looks or using their body to get to where they need to go. And this is the case with Joy Taylor. Remember, Joy Taylor has been accused of doing this for years at Fox Sports. But once it suits her, it's okay. The problem is this: what happens when you're not as beautiful as you once were, and then you're still mean? What does that mean to you? I'll tell you exactly what it means. It means this.
What's the age limit
age limit?
as far as youth to older? What's the youngest to the oldest? Like, what's your range?
Damn, I'm telling myself right now. I would say right now, at my age right now. Yeah, I would not date younger than 25, 26.
As you see, she's
Hypocrite. So look, and this is so obvious. Women want to be men so bad, they shame us for being men, then they turn around and act just like us. Oh, you guys are such predators going after younger women, and you're going after younger women because their brain is not developed and you can control them. And then I don't even know how old Joe... Hey Siri, how old is Joy Taylor?
Joy Taylor is 38 years old.
So she's 38 years old, talking about she's the youngest she'll date is 25. That means she wants a 13-year age gap on the men she dates. But then I guarantee she would shame men for doing the exact same thing. I guarantee it. Because this is what women do all the time. So she has all the feminist talking points that she uses against men, but then conveniently, she wants the same privileges. You see what I'm saying? It's like rules for thee, not rules for me. And this is my point. You're a 38-year-old woman. If a 25-year-old man got with you, it's only to clap cheeks. It's only to use you. If a 25-year-old woman got with me, I'm 37, so she's 1 year older than me. If a 25-year-old woman got with me, I guarantee she'd be interested in starting a family. No man in his 20s who could date women in their 20s wants old women. That doesn't translate. I know y'all want to be like us and y'all want to be able to date younger and more attractive. Because look, here's a woman who was young and attractive, slept her way to the top from what I'm hearing. And she still couldn't get the ring. She still couldn't get married. So y'all make fun of men who are incels, who struggle with women, who are unattractive. You know, oh, you could just like ignore them and they try to approach you, but you're out of their league, supposedly. But then, let me ask you a question. If you're so attractive and you got money, you got fame, how come you don't got a man if you're supposedly out of people's leagues? What league are you in? Because clearly, you know, if you're supposedly in these other guys' leagues, how come the guys like these top high-value men, they're not marrying you? Because you know why? They'd rather date someone who's more cooperative, who got less of a mouth, who didn't sleep their way to the top, who wasn't passed around. She was passed around and she pretends like she made it. She earned her way to the top. She fooled herself. She didn't fool us. So when that lawsuit came out, I think that kind of exposed that she was sleeping away on different shows on Fox News. You know, she was real quiet about that. She got real quiet about that. But it didn't surprise anybody. Look, I don't know her. Like I said, I don't watch Fox Sports like that, so I don't know anything about that. But it doesn't surprise me an attractive girl like this would sleep her way to the top and still fumble opportunity to get married. Women will have all the resources to attract a high-value man and still blow it. But then make fun of a man who has none of the resources to get a quality woman. How does that make sense? Which one is more pitiful? A person that got all the reasons and all those resources to attract the partner they supposedly desire, or that person that doesn't? You know what I'm saying? Clearly, she can't really shame high-value men because high-value men don't want her, and she's probably trying to stay under the radar, and she probably don't want to rock the boat because she's probably in their DMs and trying to beg them for a relationship, but she's forced to date younger. She's forced to date younger. Now, look, I know a lot of men as they age, they don't look as good anymore, but a lot of these women, they couldn't get with those guys either. So that's not even an excuse. You know what I'm saying? Like, she couldn't attract those guys either. So, honestly, she's just going to be an old hag, you know, that get used. She's going to be an old hag that's going to be a cum rag for men. And it's sad. I don't want to see it, but it's true.
Open to dating men as young as 25, and the reason is because the men that are her age that have money, the men that she wants, I mean, she's still being mean to them too, but nobody will deal with that.
Damn right.
Only a young guy that she's really attracted to could deliver or even deal with that sort of situation. But at the same time, being mean doesn't mean that you can't be a clapper too. A lot of booty clappers are rude, have a bad attitude, and have had those bad attitudes for years. The only reasons why people put up with it, because mean chicks are pretty good in the bedroom.
You ain't lying.
If you've ever gotten one and you know about it, you know what I'm talking about. The meaner and finer they are, the more clapalicious they are on the waterbed. But it comes a time where old father time says, you can't clap as good as you used to be. And when you're 38, then you become 48. And then when you become 58, well, you don't look as good as you did when you're 48. And then you don't look as good as you did when you're 38. And now guess what? That mean-ass attitude makes you more lonely. Then you end up with somebody broken, dusty like me, because nobody wants to deal with you at all. And the reality is having a good attitude, no matter who comes and talks with you, is always going to be the best situation. Let me give you a story. Story time music. One day, I'm at a bar. It's pretty good. I was in Europe somewhere. There are some young ladies there, and, you know, it's all cracking. So one of the guys that happened to be there, I wasn't with him. He came over there to the lady, and I think that something happened or whatever. She dropped something, and he was just trying to alert her that, you know, hey, this is what's going on or whatever. So the lady had an attitude with him, and he was like, well, look, I'm just trying to help you, and I believe that this is yours and all of that. And she was like, well, why are you trying to talk to me and all of this stuff? And he's like, wait, listen, it don't have to be, you know, like that. Like, you know, it's don't be perturbed or anything. Like, let me buy you a drink or whatever. But she kept making a big deal out of it. He was like, look, bartender, get her whatever she wants. I'm gonna just walk away. And then the female bartender that was there was like, do you not know that was the owner of the bar? And she was like, what? She's like, yeah, this is the owner of the bar. And that was one of the most high-end places that was in that city. And so literally you could see the lady, this is a white lady too, by the way. You can see her whole demeanor changing, trying to go over and talk to the guy. And he was real cool about it. Like, oh, you know, it's cool, whatever. And she was the whole night trying to get his attention and all of this. But the reality is that, if you're being rude for no reason, you really don't know who knows who, right? And I've noticed that since I've been living over here, not only in Africa or in Europe, you don't know if it's an opportunity. You don't know who's trying to talk to you. You don't know who knows who. So it's clear that you should not have an attitude with people. It's one thing to say, hey, I'm not interested in you or whatever. And I can understand if a man is trying to be disrespectful, but clearly to be rude just because you can, it's out of line. And then on the flip side, you're hypocritical because you're complaining about the attack on femininity, but you use your femininity to get to wherever you want when it comes to the alleged booty clapping conditions that you use to get your success on Fox Sports. That's crazy. On one way, femininity is being hurt, but you use it to your advantage to get to where you want in your life. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea.
I think it's crazy, and shout out to O'Shea. He makes good content. I appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, I experienced the same thing too. When he was describing the girl who, was giving attitude to the dude, and he was the one that owned the bar. She had no idea. She had no idea. He was trying to talk to her, and she's trying to brush him off. Girls, and this is what I'm saying. Y'all expect It's so fun. That story is it's so many things like that because women have such bad taste and bad manners. They don't realize that they self-sabotage themselves. First of all, if a man's approach you, show him respect, show him love, appreciate it. If anything, just be his friend. Let him buy you a drink, be his friend. Oh no, you give him attitude, I'm better than you. She thought she was better than him. Come to find out he owns the place that she's at. This happens in my own personal life. I'm going to tell the truth. This happens in my own personal life. Like, I'm going to keep it real with you. As a YouTuber who's on the up and up, I'm coming up. Shout out to you guys who watch the channel. One of my videos recently just did like 35,000 views. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate that. I'm on the up and ups. But I personally believe I could reasonably expect to become a millionaire. I know people are going to hear that and say, wow, you're right. I'm telling you, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you understand how YouTube works, it's really hard to get good at this type of thing. And this is why, but I'm a giving person, right? I want to teach a YouTube course and help other people get to that point. But I'm saying that to say that, I'm at the point in my life now where I've had success. My channel is growing. I still work at a gym. I'm a personal trainer. And so I got clout. I got status. You know what I'm saying? Almost 13,000 subscribers, millions of views. I got clout. But I still run into issues with women now, right? Not the issue of I can't get with the girl I want, or I can't attract the girl. That I can't get girls at all, right? Because she's making fun of Joy Taylor's making fun of incels. I'm not an incel, right? But the issue is that they blame men. And the issue is not men. The issue is women. And I'm saying this to say that I meet wonderful women that I'm attracted to. But their software, right? The way they think, their philosophy in life is that they'll go around demanding what they want. I want this, I want this, I want this, I want that. And they think that the way it works is that as long as I demand what I want, I'm going to get what I want. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You got to be kind, you got to be feminine, you got to be friendly, and you got to value people, including yourself, rightfully what it really is. And so when I meet girls now, I tell them, look, man, I'm at the point in my life now where I'm famous, right? I'm like a Z-list celebrity. I'm like an A-list celebrity, but I'm famous. And fame does a lot for a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the early stages of fame. I ain't trying to brag and boast, but, when I was at my gym the other day, someone recognized me from YouTube. So I'm getting recognized in public now, and that happened twice last month. So I'm saying that to say that, when I don't care about the nonsense that girls are talking about anymore. I don't have any tolerance for it anymore because I realize, my career, I'm out of here. My trajectory is out of here. I don't got to worry about y'all. You know what I'm saying? But again, those women, do you think that understanding where I am in my life, that girls are respected and treated accordingly? No, they don't. They still act like they're too good for me. And I meet girls who regular jobs. Some of them are nurses, whatever. Some of them just regularly employed. They have no reasonable expectation of becoming wealthy or successful. So not like they're going to become like the Joy Taylors of the world who have money and fame, blah, blah. But they still act like the Joy Taylors of the world. And that's the problem. All you girls act like y'all worth something that y'all not. Y'all have overinflated your self-value. And it doesn't match the marketplace. And this is why a lot of women are single. Because guess what? If you're a high-value man, you can just walk away. You could get better. Even if you're an average man, you could just go to another country. You could go to Southeast Asia You know what I'm saying? You could go to South America and find a woman that's going to cooperate and love you. You can go to DR, you go to PR, and find a woman that's going to love you and cooperate. That's more attractive and younger than a Joy Taylor. That doesn't talk back, that cooperates. Women don't understand that. And this is why they're here. This is why they're here. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Channel blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos. And I'll see y'all over there.